Hi again, Susan McLaughlin here from Past Life Adventures. This week I'm going to answer a very common question, which most people ask me. And that is, how do you know when you're doing a regression that you're not just making it up or imagining it? I have to admit that when I started doing my own regressions, I used to wonder the same thing. But when I thought about this carefully, and after watching the experiences of my clients, I came to the conclusion that if every experience we have ever had is contained somewhere in our subconscious, then what we are seeing is something that does come from our imagination. Which begs you to ask, what is imagination? Is it not based on something that you've had some exposure to? Denise Linn is another well-known and talented past life regression therapist who actually advises people who have difficulties seeing a past life to start out by imagining what they think they could have been. I think this is a clever way of activating a memory, and I've successfully used this technique myself at times to get people going. I've had clients experience detailed and accurate accounts of events from history that are not well documented. For example, I had someone remember being gassed in Nazi Germany in a private house. Yet most people would think that took place in the larger rooms where many people were locked in and killed at once. But she was led to believe she was being taken to a house away from where that was going on so that she was protected. However, that was not the case at all. She was actually tricked. A little research on her part uncovered that this practice, although not common, was used as well. But she had never read about it before. Even if you think that something is made up because you've read it in a book or seen it in a movie, why are you reading those books and watching those movies? I think it's because the prior experience is already there, which is what draws you to them, and you are possibly looking to understand more about it. I had another client who was very interested in everything French. She was naturally good at learning French at school. She frequented the French Film Festival and any other French-themed event that came along, yet she had never been to France. Interestingly enough, she also seemed to attract French clients in her work. When she had a regression session with me, where do you think she went? Straight back to 18th century France, where she could vividly describe the house she lived in and the life she led. However, she was somewhat of a skeptic. So when she came out of her hypnotic state, she discounted her experience as something she'd just made up because of her interest in France. It makes you think about which one comes first, the knowledge or the experience. I tend to think it is the experience because as people relive these events, there is usually a corresponding emotional response that to me can only come from a memory. Similar to when we remember something joyful or painful from our childhood. I don't think that's something you can make up. In her case, you could see the love she had of that country coming through. I advise my clients to just go with what they get and try not to analyze it until later. Most people, after they think about their experiences, find that it explains a lot about their current life and their skepticism disappears. If you would like to give it a go, you can book a session with me at susanmclaughlin.com, or to find out more about this topic, like my Facebook page, Past Life Adventures, or subscribe to my YouTube channel right here. See you next week. Bye for now.